how to avoid delays at your Indian wedding in Italy. Hello everyone, I'm Svetlana from Best Indian Weddings Italy, the first and only wedding planning agency in Italy specialized in Indian weddings. Every day I help Indian brides and grooms-to-be realize their authentic Indian celebrations in the most beautiful country in the world. I'm running this series of videos called SOS Indian Weddings in Italy with useful tips and advice that you won't find anywhere else. And if you are looking to host your Indian destination wedding in Italy, then please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell to always keep updated with the new videos every week. The topic of this week is how to avoid delays at your Indian wedding in Italy. We all know how easy it is having delays at Indian weddings, and my goal today is showing you where you can have potential delays, the reasons of such delays, what they can cause, and what you can do to avoid delays at your wedding. I've heard many times people saying, "You know how it works with Indian people, there are always delays." And maybe you, as bride and groom, are the most precise person, but if your guests are relaxed and don't look at the time, you risk getting stressed and nervous because of other people. And if those people are key people essential for your events, then you must elaborate a strategy to make sure they don't ruin your timing and your mood. Indian destination weddings are made up of many events split into several days. There are often at least 2 events per day, sometimes even 3 events plus connected food functions. If we analyze the most common schedule of the events, then we have the wedding day starting with the wedding itself in the morning, followed by the wedding lunch, then a pause for changing outfits and the evening reception. The pre-wedding day usually starts with the family prayers in the morning, then another pre-wedding event such as Haldi, Piti or Mayan, depending on your background, a lunch, and afternoon events such as Mendi, Sangeet or Jago night, so another day full of events. You can understand that if the events start later than expected from the morning, you risk such delays during the whole day. And if it could be not as crucial for the pre-wedding day, at the wedding day, delays can truly compromise your celebrations. Why is that? Because you have vendors hired for your events, and they are hired for a specific time. They also plan their day schedule accordingly, and they can potentially accept other events after yours. For example, if we speak about car or horse providers, or classical musicians for a white dress ceremony, or even celebrants, all of them can potentially accept 2 to 3 orders per day because they know for how much time they are hired. They likely consider half an hour potential delay, but if you have 1 to 2 hours delays, you can imagine that their plan can fall through. At one of the Sikh weddings we planned, the couple risked the priest leaving the venue without performing the ceremony because a part of the guests caused almost 2 hours delay. The priest comprehensively considered that as disrespect, especially for the holy book, and wanted to leave at some point. Only my long friendship with them helped to keep them staying. I felt guilty myself, even if it was due to some guests. I hope that sample can make you aware of similar situations. It's your wedding, and if you respect your vendors, your guests will too. In some other cases, it's not a matter of respect, but of the extra charges that may be applied. As for the before-mentioned wedding car, for example, where you will likely have the delivery and the collection time specified in the renting contract, and the extra time is charged extra, though you would likely pay extra if you would give it back later than scheduled. And sometimes even paying extra extra could not help, because the same car could be already rented for another event after yours, and the provider must go and there is nothing that you can do. I don't think that you would like finding yourself in such a situation. If we talk about the venues, in many cases you would have a certain amount of hours included in the renting price, while the additional hours are to pay extra. So if your contract says 7 hours starting from 10 a.m. and you arrive at 11 a.m., it doesn't mean that they will calculate 7 hours from your arrival. It means instead that you will have 1 hour less for your event. And sometimes for small events there is a short renting time, such as 3 or 4 hours. So you can understand that 1 hour of 3 hours is 1/3 of the whole event that you're going to lose if you don't have money left to pay for the extra hours. Delays are also critical for the food service. If your food service is delayed and the food is already ready, you risk your guests being served cold dishes. And with Italian cuisine, you risk delayed service, because many dishes are cooked just before being served. So if people aren't there, the kitchen will stop cooking and will wait for people to arrive to go ahead with the cooking. So not only could you potentially pay for the extra hours of the cooking brigade service, but also having hungry guests waiting for food that is delayed. It's not a nice situation. Do you agree with me? Also, sometimes it's not a matter of paying extra hours, but the limit for the music. In many locations in Italy, there are municipality music restrictions, and the music must stop between 11 p.m. and midnight, depending on the place. So, by starting the party later, you would have less time for dancing, and your guests would likely be disappointed. I know how important partying and dancing are in Indian weddings, and I'm sure you would want to avoid such a situation. I can continue with examples of other critical situations due to the delays, but I think you have sized how important it is avoiding delays at your wedding. It's the most important event in your life. You are investing time and money at it. You are dreaming of it since a long time. You are picturing it in small details. And when the day arrives, you surely want it to be perfect. But why delays happen at weddings? There are two main reasons for the delays. One of them is that your guests aren't instructed. Yes, you must instruct your guests, even if it could appear not guest-friendly to you. I always say that destination weddings are like holiday. People stay relaxed and enjoy the place, the food, and that quiet atmosphere of a family gathering. No one wants to rush and stress themselves with a strict timing to respect. And if you let go the time aspect, stay assured that a part of your guests will always be late. I suggest that you introduce in your wedding itinerary a sentence like that. Dear guests, we are extremely happy having you in Italy to share the most important events of our lives with us. We have worked hard to make it perfect, to let you enjoy every single moment. There are so many amazing things that we have prepared for you, and we kindly ask you to help us keeping the events on schedule so that everything is perfect as we have planned. Please be on time for the events. That will be a fantastic gift to us from yours, with love. Or something like that. You'll find the best formula for you. The other reason, the most important and the most common one, is the lack of organization and scheduling. This is truly critical and it's often overlooked. Couples often just write the starting time of the ceremony and reception and think the schedule is done. It's not enough at all. My schedules are written on 3 to 4 pages and include all the smallest details because it's easy to overlook or forget something. How to do a perfect schedule? This is my best advice to you. Start by writing down the list of the events you plan to hold in Italy, the date and the rough starting time. Then split every big event in smaller events, right beside the list of them and the rough duration. For example, for the wedding ceremony you will have Bharat, then Milni or Jan arrival depending on your background and so on. For the wedding reception you will have a cocktail hour, arrival of the newlyweds, the cutting of the cake, etc. You have to put down every single thing so that you can calculate the rough duration and the rough starting time of the following food function, for example. And especially you will be able to provide your suppliers with the correct time estimation. After that, write in the note what you need for each event, the list of items you have to provide, and maybe check with your suppliers. You will see that the more you go ahead with the planning, the more details your schedule will include. Details are never too many. I know, it can look overwhelming, but this is the real reason of the success of a wedding. You can have the most stunning venue, the most amazing suppliers, but if your events aren't planned and scheduled with every single aspect taken into consideration, you risk delays and stress. Of course, if you have a professional wedding planner helping you, then all that hard work will be done by them. If not, ask for help. Put in charge some people of your families. You can also hire a day coordinator that I have mentioned in one previous video. However, they can only help you on site during the events, and it's crucial that you prepare the most detailed schedule of your wedding events. Planning and scheduling is one of the 7 topics extensively explained in my ultimate video course for Indian couples about how to plan your Indian wedding in Italy on your own. I'm showing you every single step of this aspect. I'm giving you a lot of precious information about that. And especially, I'm including for you a very detailed schedule for all the events, basically my very own schedule that I use for all of our successful weddings. With this course, you can have it already completed. You just need to put your dates and your details and update the already completed information with yours. That can truly help you with planning your amazing Indian wedding in Italy on your own, avoid delays and make sure that everything is taken into consideration. I've put the link for you in the description. Please go to the dedicated page to have more information about the course. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video that I hope can truly help you with planning your beautiful Indian celebrations in Italy. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to my channel, follow Best Indian Weddings Italy on Facebook and Instagram, comment in the posts and I will be happy to answer. See you next week!